There's a fascinating Orach Chaim HaKadosh at the opening of this week's Parsha. Because the opening of this week's Parsha is very puzzling. The normal order of things is first as a hitgalut, Hashem reveals himself, and then a dibur, and then Hashem speaks. That's the way it normally works. By Yitzchak Avinu, for example, it says, Vayera elav Hashem vayomer. By Yaakov Avinu also, it says, V'hinei Hashem nitzav alav vayomar ani Hashem. So you see Hashem normally first reveals himself, and then he speaks. There's actually one other time apart from Avram Avinu in this week's Parsha, where Hashem first spoke and didn't reveal himself, and it caused a great confusion. And that was by Shmuel. In the beginning of Sefer Shmuel, where Shmuel was sleeping in the Heichal Hashem, Vayikra Hashem el Shmuel vayomer hineni. And Hashem calls out to Shmuel and says, here I am. Vayeratz el Eli. And Shmuel was confused. He didn't know who it was. He ran to Eli and he said, I'm here. And Eli said, I didn't call you. So he went back to sleep. And then again, Vayosef Hashem v'kra od Shmuel, Vayakom Shmuel, Vayelech el Eli v'yomar hineni. You see, when Hashem first calls out, but doesn't reveal himself first, it causes confusion. So why is it that in this week's Parsha by Avram Avinu, does Hashem not follow the normal order that he does by Yitzchak and by Yaakov, but he doesn't reveal himself to Avram? He first just speaks to Avraham. Vayomer Hashem el Avram, Lech Lcha. Who's speaking to me? I don't know. Hashem's speaking to me, but I haven't seen him. That's the opening question of the Orach Chaim HaKadosh. And the Orach Chaim HaKadosh gives two answers. And the Kli Yakar also gives a very interesting answer. The Kli Yakar first answers that really Hashem wanted to do the normal order of first revealing himself and then afterwards speaking. But there was a problem. Avram Avinu was in Or Kasdim. Or Kasdim is in Chutz Aretz. Hashem doesn't reveal himself in Chutz Aretz. So Hashem's goal was to reveal himself to Avraham, but he couldn't. So he spoke to him quietly and said to him, Avraham, go to Eretz Yisrael. There I'll reveal myself to you. So Avraham arrives in Eretz Yisrael, and then Vayera Hashem el Avram, Vayomer lezaracha etena ta'aretz hazot. But you have to be in Eretz Yisrael to receive that revelation. Yitzchak was in Eretz Yisrael. Yaakov was in Eretz Yisrael. They were able to receive the revelation first. Avraham wasn't. He needed to be first pushed there. And only then Hashem could reveal himself. That's the answer of the Kli Yakar. But I want to go back to the answer of the Orach Chaim HaKadosh, the opening answer that he gives, because I found that one astounding. What's the reason why Hashem usually reveals himself and then he speaks? Well, we've already answered that, like we saw by Shmuel, that it causes confusion. A person doesn't know who's calling him. He doesn't know where the voice is coming from. So Hashem first has to reveal himself and then he could speak, but not by Avraham. Avram Avinu had spent his entire life discovering Hashem, learning about Hashem, recognizing Hashem. He discovered Hashem through nature, through his body, through the world. Avram Avinu was already familiar with Hashem. He'd built a world of emunah that was so deep that when after years of learning about and discovering and contemplating Hashem, Hashem just came up to him and said to him, Vayomer Hashem el Avram, Lech Lcha el Artzecha, me'artzecha u'miradtecha u'beit avicha el Artz asher arecha. For most other people, that would cause a great shock. Who just said that? Where did that come from? But for Avram Avinu, his emunah ran so deep that it was the most natural thing in the world. Avram Avinu was able just to handle that natural conversation and not be surprised by it. It didn't shake him. It wasn't surprised in any way. Avram Avinu's level of emunah that he built was so deep that Hashem was able to speak to him without revealing first. And when I read that Orach Chaim HaKadosh, it gave me a lot of hope. Because in our era, without having Nevuah, without having Ruach HaKodesh, then revelations of HaKadosh Baruch Hu are not so common. And if they are, then speak to me privately. Well, they're not such a common thing. Our way of serving Hashem is by learning about Hashem, trying to discover Hashem without having a revelation. So if Avram Avinu was able, of his own accord, of his own contemplation, to get to a level of emunah of Hashem and depth with a relationship with Hashem so deeply that Hashem was able just to speak to him in the most natural way and he wasn't surprised, then it gives us hope that we're able, through our learning, through our avodat Hashem, to come to a level of connection with Hashem, halavai, we should be zoche, that it will be natural to us, that Hashem will just speak to us, and it will be as if a friend who we already knew, we're already familiar with, from all of our learning, from all of our davening, from all of our fulfilling of mitzvahs. It's so natural to us that we're able just to feel comfortable in Hashem's presence, like Avram was comfortable when Hashem spoke to him. Have a wonderful Shabbos.